Hi friends, today we're talking 5 reasons that we need to honor Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month in the month of October. If you're wondering why this is something that we honor, we take the time to do, we take the time to talk about, then this video is for you. I'm Katie Huey Harrison from Undefining Motherhood, and this is 5 things in 5 minutes. When I found out I was expecting for the first time, I remember saying to my best friend that October is the worst time to find out that you're pregnant because you're flooded with all of these things about Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, and it's so scary. I didn't realize how much all of this material was actually paving the way for what I was going to experience when I had my very first of 4 miscarriages in November. That's what I want to talk to you about. This is a month that a lot of people don't understand the purpose of, and I think it's really important we talk about it. So I'm going to give you 5 reasons in 5 minutes that this month is so essential. Reason number 1, we need to speak the unspeakable. It's really, really hard to go through the experience of pregnancy loss, stillbirth, infant loss, termination for medical reasons, chemical pregnancy, miscarriage, ectopic pregnancy, molar pregnancy, all of the different things. If I didn't name it, it does not mean it doesn't matter. It's still valid. It's so hard to go through it because we don't talk about these things enough. That's a tide that has slowly been beginning to turn for the past 5 years or so. And it's really important that we use months like this to help talk about it so that we don't feel silenced by our own stories. Number 2. Knowing the stats helps us feel less alone and helps us prepare before it happens. 1 in every 4 pregnancies ends in loss. And if we recognize that, I think we have a better understanding of what our chances are so that perhaps going into pregnancy, we aren't as just assuming that everything's going to be okay, and that gives us a little preparation for it, right? You can't be totally prepared, but you can at least know. But even more importantly than what it does is it helps us know we're not alone. This is something that has been happening to families literally since the beginning of time. Since there has been pregnancy, there has been pregnancy loss. And this is something that we are able to then recognize. We feel alone, we feel isolated, but we're not. We're part of a community. This is something that we go through collectively and we can mourn collectively, especially during this month. Number 3, 47% of women who experience pregnancy loss blame themselves, according to studies. And you know what? There's nothing we can do. When I had my first miscarriage, my doctor made me put my phone down and look her directly in the eye and said, "This is not your fault. Nothing you could have done would have caused this." And yet we say things to people like, "Well, did you drink too much coffee? Oh, I know you need to just be more positive next time. Don't worry so much next time." As if somehow our attitude, our amount of exercise, the amount of sleep we got, how much we worked, how much we didn't work, how excited we were, how hard we prayed, as if these things were actually what impacted this outcome. We need people to understand all of the different causes of loss, and that 50% of the time it's a chromosomal anomaly that nothing could have changed, and the rest of the time it's still usually anatomical, or it's something else that is going on that no one could have impacted. Number 4, we need to acknowledge this month to validate families' emotions. They go through something excruciating when they lose a child, whether it's an early pregnancy loss, even an embryo loss after IVF, when the embryo doesn't implant, or whether this is stillbirth or infant loss. The experiences are vastly different, but the grief is still grief. And oftentimes people expect us to bounce back. They expect us to just pretend everything's okay. They expect things to be okay. And that's not fair. That's not how we treat most types of grief. So having a month that acknowledges this experience, remembers it, honors it, helps us to understand that our feelings are valid. And that is so important. And number 5, and maybe most importantly, I don't know, it's all important, it helps us to honor children who deserve to be remembered. I'm sitting here right now in front of my memorial for my 4 children that is in my living room all the time. I have 2 living children, but there is a place that they see daily that is here for the children who never got to be born into our family and live with us earthside. And those children, they don't deserve to be forgotten. They deserve to be remembered. And that's what this month is for. We especially celebrate this during the Wave of Light on October 15th, and I'll talk about that more in a different video. For now, thanks so much for watching. I hope those 5 things were helpful for you. Follow along for more relevant content. Thanks so much, friend. Bye.